Alright, we're back. This is here comics, transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt that are response to comments. I'm in against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning. Don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video, go watch something else. Do not lie, say this hate speech in my videos, because there is no hate speech in my videos. Speech you hate, that's a different story. Let's continue on people getting these wrong in the comment sections and me transgender about versus the basic biology, and then we're getting ticked off about that too. Also, it's good to get vaccinated so you don't, it can help stop the spread of disease. So hearing news that some diseases are making a comeback because people are getting vaccinated like they should. So you gotta get vaccinated. It's very important to do that. Yeah. Let's see here. Also, let me see. What am I doing? No. Oh yeah. So we have here Sweet Baby Hate Mail here, and basically what we got is let's show off what this says here. Most of the games that Sweet Baby was involved with have main characters that strongly resemble Kim Belair, almost on a self-assertion fanfic level. Weird, says somebody. I thumbs up. I say, yeah, I wonder how Lawless from Suicide Squad is doing nowadays. Laughing with a sweat drop emoji, and I got 2 thumbs up and 2 likes for that. So I keep hearing about that. Is she really that big of a narcissist? I haven't watched anything that has this woman speaking in it. Thumbs up. So it says, imagine being a 3D model designer. You have your own ideas and input, but there's some consultation company comes in. They order you to make your models be based on the looks of this consultant company that only have writing as their skill set for game design. Thumbs up. As I say, sadly, that is the reality for once great studios like BioWare and Rocksteady. Tear and drop in the eye emoji. Frowning tear in the eye emoji. Okay. So before I go into the next part, I'm going to talk about this other stuff. Lately, I've seen a few things about Sweet Baby Incorporated. One of which was that they say that it's okay to borrow from other people, to make your own games and borrow ideas from other people to make your own game, right? Which basically is plagiarism. We're talking about plagiarism. And I'm just like, no, it's not okay to do that. And I actually said in the comment, what they promote borrowing from other things to make their games. What are they doing? They're working on they're helping make Marathon 2 because Marathon borrowed art from people. And basically, after borrowing the art from other people, didn't really change it enough for it to not look like the art that they borrowed from other people. So I was like, yeah, that's not good. So Marathon's in trouble. I'm pretty sure that game is probably not going to come out because, first of all, it looks kind of weird, but that's okay. The main issue is you hear about how the game has nothing to do with the original Marathon games. Second, it sounds like it's going to be yet another overpriced life service slop game, and it's even worse because if your guy dies, you lose all the stuff you got or some crap. It's just like, what are these people thinking when they're trying to make a good game? Trying to make a game that was going to bring in bunches of money. Make it a live service. Why? Because there are live services that make bunches of money. Yeah, but there are single player games that make bunches of money. But if you do, have fun things in them. But the live service, you can nickel and dime people for all kinds of stuff. Yes, but only if enough people play. If certain people buy the game, a single player game, and there's no nickel and diming in it, then it's just for fun gameplay. And story. That's better in ways. Not like saying live service games shouldn't exist. I mean, Helldivers 2 is pretty awesome, and so is Fortnite in its own ways, and others like them. There's pretty cool things you can do in live service games, including buying stuff. I'm okay with some of that. You gotta do it right though. But still, it's like, yeah, they're trying to just go so far. Make it hard, make the game super hard and overpriced. No. Yeah, that's what's not gonna. And then there's like these people being like, we're gonna borrow stuff, and claim it as their own. And I'm like, yeah, no. What they should be doing instead, I was thinking about this. What they should be doing instead of borrowing things and claiming it as their own when it's not, is they should be parodying stuff. Parody is the best bet for these people. They don't like how certain things go in other games. Instead of lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking it, oozing their way into companies and rotting them from the inside out, they should make parodies. All right, they should, instead of, yeah, like I said before, they should have made, instead of Batman being shot by Harley Quinn, lectured on a park bench and shot by Harley Quinn, it should have been Clown Flipper, lecturing Night Puncher on a park bench and then shooting him. I would have still been like, yeah, we know who that is. It's supposed to be, their intention, but it would still been more hilarious, much better, because it'd be like, okay, yes, you made something, you used what you hate on this character, you hate that stuff, but you used it in your own special way. That's what a parody is about. It takes from something else, but it spins it in its own special way. In my opinion, Suicide Squad: The Justice League is a pretty good parody of the Arkham, of a lot of things. Even though it probably was not meant to be a parody, it is. Because the people who wrote it, Super Incorporated, do not understand how the Arkhamverse works, how DC works, or anything. Batman works, Hollywood. No, they don't understand any of that. What they do know is that a white male character, repeatedly punched and manhandled a female character, but they like better. So they made a game where they had the reverse happen. So it's just like, yeah, that would have been fine as a parody. So yeah, that's what they need to be starting to do. I might actually write something about that. I might actually write a script about how CBB should be doing parodies. So we'll work on that. But right now, let's get on here. Someone, Gothic Therapy, says, I still can't believe Kim Malaire Kim said that out loud. Projection of the highest order. I thumbs up. This is what I said. And I say, forcing diversity into games, especially in established series, messes the game up. Look what happened to Suicide Squad and Sony Spider-Man 2. Sweet Baby forced diversity into these series, and it made them bad. Who do you play as in Suicide Squad: Justice League? Fanfiction versions of these characters from DC, and a black girl who spray paints. Spray paints. You play as Sony Spider-Man, a deaf black girl who spray paints. Can it work on original games? Yes, but not these. Can that work on original games? Yes, but not these. That's the issue. If you were to basically stop trying to destroy studios and just use what studios you have to make fun stuff of your own, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I don't like your attitude about Batman and stuff. Well, I could be like, okay, I'm okay with some of that, because basically, here's the deal. It was a parody. I gotta find that, but it was outside Xbox, where they showed off of a game where one of the bosses you had to fight, the boss battles you had, was with 5 little midget things in color coordinated outfits. They were like the Power Rangers, but they were like little midget things, and it was like posing the Power Rangers and stuff like that. And then when they lost, they basically ran away crying and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I know that they're hating on the Power Rangers, but that's okay. That's their own stuff. They made a parody of it. If these losers have been like, if these people have been like, let me just take over Saban, make next canon Power Rangers, and have them all be wimps, and have the villains be like, yeah, we're the villains, destroy them. And it's just like, yeah, they all fail, and it's the villain show. I'm like, I would not like that. But that's what you need to be doing, making parodies. Not destroy the stuff, make fun of the stuff. Okay, that's what it's work. And then someone says, really enough now, no new jet grind radio. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, you spray painted in there. So yeah, you spray painted in that game. That was cool. That would have been nice. Jet Sat, Jet Grind Radio, whatever. Yeah. So we have 8 minute part 15. How much time we got? A little time left. Okay, let's go. I say, at this point, someone says, at this point, if developers just give the middle finger to them and post about how they tried to blackmail them, you'll probably support their game even if it isn't that good. True. I liked it. And then someone says, trust me, if this was a real thing, studios would have said so by now. They are. It said they continue to making billions upon billions. PlayStation made $30 billion last year. You really think they're hurting? Yeah, they kind of are. All I have to do is not hire them, someone says. I thumbs up. MAGA doesn't even know what a tariff is. So you really think they're saying the concept of employment? They know what a tariff is. So that's what he said. This one says, like with Wukong, they didn't break through their demands. The game was an instant success. Thumbs up. So the majority of games SPI has consulted have also been major success. Oh no, they haven't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my mom, and my brother are sleeping, so I can't maybe that time. But no, they haven't. No, they've been major failures. Yeah, major failures. No. I was like, see you guys next time. Check it out on YouTube DeviantArt with more jokes like this.